Your boy is back. It's FPL Bisco again with another week of struggle. I got 34 game week points last week. I'm not gonna cry about it. I'm used to it. I know this is not my season. I brought in Aya, Thiago, blanked. I think they played Brighton. James Milner scored. Not even score, just play 90 minutes at 38, 39 years of age. I didn't think if Brighton are down to those players where Milner's having to start and finish games, I'm not imagining Brentford are going to lose. They're just so unpredictable. I don't know what to get from them at any point in time. Chalobah, I'm going to talk about Chelsea's defensive form. We knew that their fixtures were going to be good. I didn't know whether they were going to be a good attacking team or a good defensive team under Rafinha. When they just had Maresca, defensively, Chelsea were not a bad team. They could keep a clean sheet. Maybe it might be some injuries here and there, but with Tosin coming in the team, but if you have Reece James, you get your clean sheet points. They got banked. But Chelsea's inability to keep a clean sheet over 90 minutes is absolutely horrendous. It's costing them points. Whether it did or didn't, maybe they need, but the fact that they need to score multiple goals in order to keep clean sheets versus mediocre sides, now I'm stuck with Chelsea double defense and I don't know what to do. I'm really tempted to get him out, but I'm still about maybe 0.2 million short if I get rid of Chalobah to get someone decent in. So I might have to get rid of Sanchez, but I'm also not fond of goalkeeper transfers and I've only got one transfer left in the bank. Arsenal beat Spurs, just disappointed that they didn't keep the clean sheet. I got rid of Rice and I didn't play Anderson. So Bruno Fernandes not returning was quite a blow, but Man United got the win and absolutely nothing from Bruno. So I'm gonna have to look at Bruno a bit differently now than I would have done under the previous manager, just because his role in that 3-4-3 allowed him to get DEFCONs if things weren't going well. So he could be a threat in multiple different ways. Now he's just an attacking threat. It's just will he get goals and assists. The DEFCONs for Bruno Fernandes are not really going to happen as much anymore. So if you want to focus on DEFCONs, maybe Kobbie Mainoo might be a cheap alternative that he will get DEFCONs sometimes. Might pop up with an assist here and there. So he is a safe option and you know he's going to start more or less every week with Casemiro. But what's the point? And maybe Casemiro might be a bit better, but then you've got the yellow card issue. So fine. Ryan, I'm very happy with him. He hit the post. I thought he could have scored, so it's not the end of the world. And James Hill, I'm happy with him. Like, he got the clean sheet that we asked of him. I captain Salah, big mistake. So these are the things, like benching Anderson, captaining Salah. What it is. It's just, it's on me. And I started Mane. I didn't need to. So it was Mane or Anderson that I chose to start. I just thought Crystal Palace were a bit weak. Crystal Palace end up saving the penalty, or not Crystal Palace, the whole team, but Wolves end up missing the penalty. Now I know that Tolu takes the penalties. I thought Mane would be a candidate to take them as well. Just forget about it. Just the week is one to forget. Now, what we're noticing is that the teams near enough the relegation zone are going to put up more of a fight. So it looks like West Ham's fixtures are going to be, the next 4 at least, are going to be extremely difficult. You bank Fulham to beat West Ham. And if I'm looking at any players, I'd look at Fulham players because their fixtures are not too bad coming up as well. I mentioned that last week. They're not just going to go down easily. So where can they pick up points? Spurs' major issue, and they are candidates to go down. It's not like they're out of the woods completely. Because we feel like they're Spurs, they're not going to go down. They are at risk. The reason being their injury list is too vast. However, I think they do have Van der Ven coming back, or not coming back, but Van der Ven will be fit. Danzo's going to be fit this week, and Pedro Porro's coming back. If Spurs do get better and start picking up points, when they do, who's going to be the victim of it? Because it's not going to have to be because they've got easy fixtures. They're going to upset somebody. They might go to Sunderland away and win there. They might go to Liverpool away and win there. I don't know. Or maybe nick a draw or something like that. But when teams are fighting for their lives or fighting for their Premier League careers, I feel like they're more likely, like, let's say we've got Nottingham Forest versus Burnley, game week 33. That's a 6-pointer. That's a really important game. At least it is for Forest. So maybe Burnley might put up an upset. We don't know the character of Nottingham Forest. They're still a good team. I think these teams are too good to go down, but at least one of them will. And it looks like it's going to be West Ham at the moment. So the fixtures that are coming up for them, Liverpool, Fulham, Manchester City, Aston Villa, absolutely dire. It's a really big issue for them. Maybe Wolves and Crystal Palace might be a bit easier on paper, but not necessarily. So where are West Ham going to pick up these points? Do we believe that West Ham are going to be absolutely worthless for the next 4 weeks and they're going to lose 4 out of 4? I am not sure. But who are they going to take points off of? I don't know. Defensively, I think they've kept like 3 out of 4 clean sheets in the last, 3 out of the last 4 games they've kept a clean sheet in. I don't know where that leaves us to draw, whether we need to pick players against West Ham or whether we might need to Like Somerville's been good. Bowen is always ever present. Disassi is now someone that is there or thereabouts getting points. They've got Totti, an attacking midfielder who I watched in the last game. He's not a bad the game versus Bournemouth. And then Leeds, of course. Leeds have the friendliest. I'd say Leeds and Forest have the friendliest fixture schedule, at least in the next upcoming weeks. But it's not that friendly. It's not something I'd be like. Leeds can lose to any of these teams, but they could also win all of those games. So now they've got Manchester City at home. I don't know, the Haaland derby, so we'll see. What I've seen from Spurs, new regime, old regime, they're in big trouble. But they're still in the Champions League. Can you believe that? Quick side note, the colour scheming for this is ridiculous. I've had enough. Spurs are not a bad side, but the difficulty for Spurs on Sunderland away and Liverpool away can't be the same. I understand Sunderland at home have been a good team, but they're not as difficult to play at home as Liverpool at Anfield. Or am I crazy? But just that annoys me. So this will be my signing of the week. I think that if I'm going to sign anyone, it's going to have to be Harry Wilson. I was looking at Ndiaye. Do I need to buy him? Do I need to keep him? I was looking at Ryan. Maybe that wasn't the best risk to take. Because he's so highly owned, 21% owned, I'm just thinking I've missed the boat on Harry Wilson. But with these next 4 fixtures, Spurs at home while they're still quite weak, West Ham at home, Forest away, and Burnley that's the blank game week. That's a triple captaincy option. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I've been saying it, but I don't know. But you're gonna need some kind of Fulham asset, I reckon, during the next 4 weeks. If you're gonna pick anyone, Harry Wilson would be the best one for me personally. But let me know, who would be your favorite pick? Like, if you had one transfer to make this week, who would that be? Major issues this week, especially more than ever, would be captaincy choices. Now I've got Erling Haaland versus Leeds away. Obviously the best striker in the game, best player in the league, 20 odd goals this season, and he's in form. There's 2 assists in his last 2 weeks, or a goals, assists. He's getting them all. There's nothing that Haaland has not been doing. And I've even been seeing up in the levels on the DEFCONs at the other end of the pitch. I think I triple captained him for Leeds at home and he let me down. So I might not overdo it, but Haaland for sure is the easy option and always is. Igor Thiago. I have real trust issues around Igor Thiago. I cannot say it enough, but with 17 goals, I feel like because he scored so many pens, I've said this so many times, he scored so many pens that the numbers look so big. I need to actually really look. Has he scored more open play goals than João Pedro? Has he scored more open play goals? Probably definitely than Sesko, but there's real funny maybe Ekitike. Have he scored more open play goals than Ekitike? I am not sure. It doesn't matter if Igor Thiago is playing Burnley away. I feel like he should show up. It's more the fixture than Igor Thiago. Now, because of the situation that I'm in, I'm all for taking risks. If you want to captain Shada, if you want to captain Utara, if you want to captain, take your pick. But this will be a fixture that, yes, we should target. Who we should captain, I'm not 100% sure. The same goes for Van Dijk. So I've put Van Dijk, that's my favorite option. I always like a defender as a captaincy option. But by all means, it might be Sober's. Like, nobody's going to captain Salah, but I have Salah, so that's going to be my captain versus West Ham at home. And it's only because they're at home. But I do believe that West Ham are going to put up some sort, like they have to put up a fight in every game. I think that Nuno Espirito Santos is an amazing manager. There's no way he's going to put out and set out West Ham in a feeble, there's no way he's going to put out a feeble team. Form that Van Dijk is in, 17 points and 11 points in the last 2 games. That's ridiculous return. Another captaincy pick might be Rodgers and or Watkins. Take your pick on which forward you believe in the most. But because they've got Wolves tonight, I feel like that might be another decent captaincy choice. But we're going to have to diversify. This will be another week where we've got multiple options. I know Bruno's got Crystal Palace this weekend. And finally, so this is my team for the week. This is what I'm going to have to roll with. I'm going to start Dubravka. I'm taking all the Chelsea boys out versus Arsenal. And that is not even to say that I don't know. I believe that Arsenal will beat Chelsea. I have no idea. It could be a tough game. It could be a 3-3. It could be whatever. But I just don't believe in Chelsea keeping clean sheets anymore. And if they haven't kept clean sheets over the last 4 weeks, I'll be damned if they wake up today or this weekend and start keeping clean sheets at the Emirates. I am fuming at that. At best, I would want defensive contributions from Chalobah, but you know what? I'd rather just bet the farm on Gabriel to give me something, which means that Dubravka has to get me something in goal. And that's a terrible position to be in because Thiago is a captaincy option for me. Now, the one transfer I might make, like I said before, would have been Ndiaye to the one transfer that I said I was going to make would have been Ndiaye to Harry Wilson, but that might mean I'm chasing points in the short term when Ndiaye has got Burnley next week anyway. But then again, is Ndiaye the best Everton attacking option? I might have to go for Dewsbury Hall or someone else. So Ndiaye might not be the main man, and it will be quite sad if I let him go this week and he scores next week, but that's the risk I've got to take. So do I want to make the move this week and chase the Harry Wilson points for the next 4, or would I like to make the move in 2 weeks time and then I'll get less juice out of Harry Wilson? Then maybe I would do. As of now, Mohamed Salah is my captain. Bruno Fernandes versus Palace, where the team looks good. It's just I might need that extra midfielder so I can drop Mane. I'm not sure that Mane is worth it for starting against Aston Villa. I don't need to have Mane starting. That's a real error in my thinking. But then again, could I start Ndiaye versus Newcastle? Not 100% sure. Newcastle are a funny team, but they're a strong team. So that's my team basically for the week. Good luck to you guys more than me. Hope one of these tips makes sense. I hope that helps you. So anyway, guys, I will see you next week.